Welcome to the hottest movie review on the internet today, the A-List Review. I am your host, the Game Changer, Wes Troop. And as you can see, it's time to go back to the theater. And ladies and gentlemen, this weekend is Valentine's Day weekend. 3 big wide releases come out. I'm planning on seeing all 3. Well, we're going to kick it off tonight early with a screening of a movie that is a sequel to a movie that I thought was kind of looked like it was going to be pretty lame. But I ended up really enjoying the first film. Will I enjoy the second one just as much? By the preview, I don't know. My review of the 2019 horror sequel, Happy Death Day to You, coming up now. The day after Tree Gelbman is finally free of the time loop, her new boyfriend's roommate, Ryan, is freaked out when he realizes he's having a similar experience of reliving the same day before being killed by the baby-masked killer. Tree and his other friends help him out, but through a number of antics, Tree finds herself back in the time loop and she's not happy about it. Soon Tree discovers she's has actually been knocked into an alternate dimension where things in her life have changed, some for the better and some for the worse. So what did I think of Happy Death Day to You? I thought it's an entertaining horror comedy sequel. The first film was a surprise hit and was really a lot of fun. While I liked the original more, this entry is quite enjoyable as well. I was a bit surprised to find it goes in a bit of a different direction, setting a lot of the horror onto the back burner and focusing more on the sci-fi elements of how and why Tree got caught back in the loop and how to get her back out of it. There are a few horror scenes, though, and they're pretty good, including a couple of effective jump scares. It's a pretty brave thing to do to change the direction, but it makes sense in context because the killer is actually no longer after Tree in this reality, but the murderer from the first film, who's not evil here, is the one who's actually in danger. Tree does cross paths with the new baby mask killer, though, of course, and it's a bit predictable who's behind the mask, but it works fine. The film really packs in the laughs as well, as it also focuses heavily on the comedy. I was afraid at first that it might seem forced, but most of the jokes all hit, and I found myself laughing out loud quite frequently, such as the montage of Tree killing herself in some interesting ways to reset the day before the killer can even find her, or Danielle trying to pull one over on the school dean by acting like a blind foreign exchange student. I like the idea of things going down differently in the alternate dimension, which delivers a few surprises and can get surprisingly emotional as Tree contemplates whether she should stay in the new reality or go back to her old life. Also, be sure to stick around for a mid-credits scene. Much like the first go-round, the film works so well because of its main star, Jessica Rothe, who's great here again, reprising her role as Tree Gelbman, the college teen who's stuck back in the time loop on her birthday but is surprised at some of the differences. Also back are Israel Broussard as Carter Davis, Tree's love interest who doesn't remember their past in this reality, Phi Vu as Ryan, Carter's roommate who's part of the group trying to help Tree get out of the time loop, Ruby Modine as Lori, Tree's former roommate who was the killer but in this reality never went that route, and Rachel Matthews as Danielle Bousman, the leader of Tree's sorority who's a bit of a chore to deal with. More of a mystery sci-fi thriller this time around, Happy Death Day to You is a solid sequel that should please fans of the original. I'm gonna give it the rating of do it. Alright, well that's the show. I'll be back with another review very soon. But until then, don't forget to subscribe right here on YouTube. YouTube.com/Westside515. Like the show on Facebook, Facebook.com/WestTroopAlist. And of course, you can follow me on the Twitter and the Instagram @WesAlist. Until next time, Troop.
out.